the Iceman. He's on his new to him Husky 501. I think it's a 17. It's very, very dusty. The camera doesn't quite do it justice, I've noticed. I'm gonna have to kind of kick back here a little bit. I don't think I've ever gone this direction on the trail. We are going to go up Hamilton Butte onto the Yazoo Trail and down the Bishop Ridge Trail. And then I think we're going to come right back. But that's the loosely written plan. We'll see if we stick to it or not, or craziness happens. Iceman and I have had some misadventures out here. A few years ago in September, we got stuck in the dark in the rain, running out of gas. And I got hurt, flipped over the bike and smashed my thighs into the handlebars. The next day I could barely stand up, let alone ride a bike. We were on a 2-week motorcycle adventure that would take us down to California. So I took a couple days off and we started riding again down in California that time. But out here, if you're looking at this video from out of state, you're thinking about coming to this legendary place to go for a ride, all I can tell you is this place is serious business. This is not for, this is just, it's kind of an expert riding area. More so than that, not only do your riding skills have to be good, you got to be well prepared. It's a very remote place. There's no gas, there's no medical, not close to any food or anything. It's a long ways away from anything. If your bike breaks down on the trail, you could very well be hiking 15, 20 miles. I've had strange experience here. Also the weather here is going to be extremely hot in the summer, upwards of 100. And it can be snowing here late June, early September. Then, in the earlier part of the season, it can be pretty wet and muddy in spots, which makes some of the trails extremely difficult going up. Some trails, frankly, are more of a downhill trail than an uphill trail. So today we'll see. It looks like somebody had an adventure here, making dust. Yeah, I think he said he had his tire at 15 psi. That's probably a little on the high side. He's on a pretty heavy bike compared to mine. I'm on my 2020 300 TPI bike. Of my 7 motorcycles in about 6 years, this thing just isn't better than the rest. It's significantly better. If you're on the fence about buying one of the new Husky KTM gas TPI bikes, and you've been reading people's negative comments about it, all I got to tell you is don't believe everything you read, because these things are the most reliable bike, rideable bike. I got at least, I don't know, 12 friends fouling plugs, some sort of a sensor issue. But basically there's a bad part in there somewhere. But I think, you know, so this is the 20, so I think the 22 is going to be re-engineered, I'm assuming. Curious to see what incredible magic they'll throw into the mix for the 2022 bike. I went from a 4-stroke guy to a TPI guy on this bike. I wish they'd make a 450 TPI 2-stroke. Liking the trail, having fun. It's got a good climb to it. What this place has a lot of is exposed roots. You'll see them on the camera right now, but in true, you know, video GoPro fashion, the video doesn't quite do boulders and stuff and roots quite the justice of how challenging they are. There are some sections of riding at Gifford where the roots are so wicked that unless you're a skilled expert rider, you might very well need somebody's help getting your bike up or down stuff. There's stuff here that's so ridiculously difficult that it just does not behoove you to be out here by yourself, even 2 people. I think the right group out here is 3 or 4 people, and everybody share the burden of bringing rescue stuff like tow rope, tow strap, tools, repair kits, patch kits, pump, maybe a little spare fuel. I ride all throughout the West. And this place here is the Super Bowl, I call it. It commands respect. You don't give it to it, you ain't gonna pay the price. Also, there's very little in the way of free water out here. We're now in the season where we are probably unlikely to find any running water, especially this year. Washington State had record high temperatures here a few weeks ago, getting well above 100 degrees, 120 degrees in the really dry hot spots. It was wicked. And we've had a glacier melt up here that's never been seen in human history, really. Fortunately for us this year, this is late July 2021. Whoa! Alright, a little bump there that threw me off. Luckily high side. Or was it? So yeah, extremely dry, hot summer so far. Luckily we haven't had any sort of a lightning storm come through this year. So far we've been spared any forest fires. Got some burning, I think, in Idaho, where I was recently visiting. And some lookouts today where I expect the visibility to be on a scale of 1 to 100. You get, you know, upper 90s of visibility quality. Again after a 30-year break back in 2015, there wasn't that many people riding dirt bikes as there are today. The economy really picked up over the years and dirt biking became real popular again. And what I found is these same old trails are getting more and more used, and so we're getting more whoops on them. Really need to build more trails out here, but well, with the environmentalists and the goofy ass nonsense, that's probably not likely. So my goal is to make do as long as I can make do, and one day they'll have to come up with something else. Figure the popularity of these e-mountain bikes is going to be overwhelming, much like snowboarding was to skiing back in the 80s and 90s. And e-bikes are going to rule the mountain bike trails soon. And if I'm still interested and physically able, I'll probably wind up switching from a two-stroke to a high-performance e-bike. I said, pretty much it's inevitable. The government loves a good bullshit story about environmentalism, but they like money even more. The amount of money, tax revenue that they can make off of these e-bikes will at least temporarily shut them up. I just want an e-bike that'll give me a good 50 miles of reliable range on stuff like this, and the ability to find a swappable battery that I can quickly, you know, throw into it. That was a big root there. Saw it in time and gave it some gas, got that front wheel up. Not getting the front wheel up is what created my accident a few years ago. Almost 4 years ago. I went looping over the bars. That was an unpleasant experience. When the accident happened, we were in very remote place of Gifford. There are some very good riding places here in Washington State that have ride out here in Washington State, anywhere in the mountains, you're going to have to be able to handle very steep fall-offs on the sides of the bike and cliffs. If you can't ride that stuff, well then you really pretty much can't ride hardly any of the stuff out here. It took me a couple of years to get over the fear of dangerous exposure. But I knew that I had to, otherwise I really couldn't ride out here. Every good venue here has exposure to it. Alright, let's see what we got here. We got Josh. There's a beautiful view of Mount Adams, which looks almost like identical to Mount Rainier. It's not nearly as tall. How tall is Adams? 11?
12,000, something like that.
Yeah, no, Rainier is like 14.2.
14,410.
Yeah. So a couple thousand feet of difference, but they sure look the same. Boy, those glaciers sure have melted, huh?
Yeah, it's sad.
There's more room to put trees in so they can log them.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the visibility, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 100 right now, I mean, this is like a 99.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Figured the forest fires would.
Well, we haven't had a moisture event since like what, May?
It's been a long time. Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as some moisture shows up, we're gonna have brutal fires, I bet.
You ready?
I'm ready. How you doing?
Oh, good.
Cool.
I was over ambitious on that corner.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say you said you have 15 psi in that tire?
Oh, it's too much, but
Yeah.
I'll lower it. A bit much.
All right. Let that dust settle. Want nothing to do with that. Today is a beautiful day to ride. The temperature right now is somewhere between probably 75 and 80 degrees. It's a good, I don't know, 10 degrees cooler than usual. Throw in the fact that there's lots of shade here. So we're getting spoiled today. Great day to shoot my video. Woohoo! Rocket. And this bike looks so good. I have a Golden Tire fatty in the front with a boost, and I've got the Golden Tire GT333 in the rear with tubeless, and I'm at 10 psi, and it is just right. Being that Gifford favors the wetter sides of the mountains here, the trails here can become rutted. This trail's not too bad, but some of them become very much kind of a V shape. And the tall and very fat Golden Tire front tire will start climbing the sides of those V ruts. It's a little annoying. You'll only really notice it if you're kind of a tire snob and you're trying to go fast. And it's literally like the only time I've never, I'm going to say, the Golden Tire Fatty is such a good tire that this is the only place where I occasionally wish I had something a little different. And actually I like the front tire right now on this bike is not the fatty, it's the chubby. This tire is as fat as the Golden Tire Fatty, but it's not quite as tall. It's meant to be able to turn a little bit fast. And absolutely love this tire on the good, tight Northwest single shaft. A lot of us have switched to this tire for that and love it. Alright, I think we're at an intersection here. This must be the Blue Lake Trail to the left.
Is that what it is?
I'm thinking it must. Well, no, it says to the road. Yeah, it's just it's an exit trail, I suppose.
Yeah, there is a connection to Blue Lake. We used to go from Blue Lake to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, don't let anything more than about 15 minutes pass without taking a break. Oh. Just in case somebody goes off the side. Okay? Be safe. Be safe. Have fun. God, today is perfect. I mean, the temperature couldn't be better. It's like probably
nice.
it's like 75.
Hot. It's still hot, but
I mean,
I doubt it's even 70.
No, it was 70 when we were going through Randle-ish. Oh. So it'll probably top out today about 75, 80.
Nice.
Yeah. We have staged on the just off of the 23 road to the south of Randle. Randle is where you're going, a little town you're going to be going through as you come out this way off of Highway 12. Highway 12 goes from Interstate 5 on the west side around a little south of Helens, where it comes in from Yakima, Washington from the east. In Randle, there's a grocery store. That's a small one. Gas station, convenience store. Hey, they just opened a fancy new bistro that I ate at last week or so, passing through the area, and the food was exceptionally good, and the prices were pretty good. So we're checking out. Across the street from the bistro is a saloon that I've been to a few times. It has pool tables and beer and booze, and I've been in there a few times. Hamburger fair type stuff, and really quite good. It's all in the same intersection. The grocery store, the bistro, the convenience store, all that stuff. It's all in the same intersection. About 1 mile to the east of that intersection is like a motel that has a restaurant attached to it, and I eat breakfast there, and it was rather good. The bistro right now is only open for dinner with the goal of growing into breakfast and lunch. So if you're looking for breakfast, the motel slot about a mile east of the intersection is a good way to go. To get from Randle to the parking areas, kind of do your thing, whether you're going up the 25 road to hit the trails up there, which is kind of the west side of Gifford. So you go up the 25 road up to a place called Elk Pass. You can Google that. Or the Wakefish Snow Park. If you park in those areas, you can access the #1 boundary trail there and get into the west part of the system there and hit some amazing trails that have anything from expert to psycho trails. There are trails there. There are psycho trails there that will not make a intermediate rider happy. Go the wrong direction on the Langeal trail. Do not go on the rough trail. The 29 road is washed out and is impassable. You'll run out of gas. I mean, there's all sorts of tricks to these things. So you can, of course, email me or other people that have YouTube channels in this area and get some tips. And don't hesitate to ask if you want me to join you or my friends to join you. We enjoy taking people out. So if you're visiting from out of state, maybe we'll go with you. Lookout, the Hamilton Butte Lookout. That first turn there is kind of loose and dusty. And when we get up here, you'll see why this is a cool place. That guy looked like he hiked in here. Well, folks, you hit the jackpot. Today is, all right, on a scale of 1 to 100, this is 100.
Fucking nice.
I bet you in 10 years, there isn't a day better visibility than this.
Ooh, what?
Mount St. Helens.
Oh, shit.
Mount Rainier. The Goat Rocks. That's the Goat Rocks over here, isn't it?
Mouse Lake, I believe, right there.
Are those the Goat
Blue
Rocks?
Lake down there? Yeah, Goat Rocks.
There's like there's no snow on them.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Is that the glacier side?
Yeah.
Wow.
Conrad Glacier, all those.
That's all gone. That'll be gone by September.
You got Tieton Peak, you got Gilbert, Ives, Old Snowy, Bear.
Iceman here is an adventure sports extremist with hiking and ski mountaineering, and his brother's a professional photographer. Look up Jason Hummel Photography. They've skied all of these, including the famous bowl.
Beautiful.
So look at this. That used to be 14,000 feet, and the glaciers tore down the Goat Rocks. Otherwise, imagine how we'd be surrounded right here. I mean, a volcano could go off in the next 5 minutes. It wouldn't be much of a surprise. Mount St. Helens. How tall was Mount St. Helens before it blew up?
Oh, shoot. 10,000, just over 10,000.
And now it's what, 7, 8?
Just over 8.
Holy shit, look how clear Mount Hood is.
Yeah.
Mount Hood. Oh my God, this is amazing. I think the last time I was up here, there was a forest fire going on and could barely see a quarter mile.
I think you can't see the sisters or anything. Still a little dingy out there.
Yeah, but that's pretty damn good. I mean,
Pretty clear.
I think this is my third or fourth time up here. I've never seen anything remotely this clear. Well, we blazed a trail here quickly. It's amazing how fast we got here. I think about the first times I came through here.
I'm just stoked to ride, man. Oh.
Which lake is that one? Is that Blue Lake?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be going by, we're gonna be going this way, I think.